former teammates. Take a listen.
Bulls, 11 seed right now in the Eastern Conference.
And we played the Lakers twice.
You played the Lakers twice. Wow, is that going to mean something a little bit more to you?
What? We played the Lakers twice.
There's so much history in that game now. There's so much going on with the Lakers. What are the emotions going to be like going into that? Like, what's going through your head?
Knocked them out the playoffs.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Look
you know
at
what?
you, Wilds.
When you got this for me as an early Christmas present, I barely got the chance to wear it. It was cold.
Yeah, because, by the way,
Yeah?
are we ever going to revisit that the moment they traded for Patrick Beverley, I said he's getting traded before the deadline, and you said I needed to get used to it, and I needed to embrace Patrick Beverley, and instead he's now on the Chicago Bulls, who are going to miss the play-in. The Lakers might as well. We're going to miss the play-in entirely. You know what my takeaway from that is, Brew? Too many podcasts. Pat, Bev, and Roan have a podcast. I was unaware of it until this very moment.
Is that his second pod? He's got two.
I think
his own podcast.
That was it. That was the Pat Beverley podcast, which is downloaded by dozens and dozens of
he's
people
taking
every
shots
week.
at the podcast industry.
People love
No, I'm
Pat
taking
Bev.
shots at that, but no, people don't love
People
Pat
like
Bev.
Pat Bev.
No,
I like him.
Who are the people? Who?
Yeah.
It's the same as they. That they call you Mr. because it's that group of people.
Okay.
They, people, it's all the same.
Why does Pat Bev, why does the media, and I guess I'm a part of it, but you guys make me, I'd prefer not to discuss, is there any player in sports whose output / contributions is more inversely correlated with how much we hear from them and how much they're discussed? Like, what is the NFL equivalent of Patrick Beverley being a guy who gets to go on talk shows in Versace robes and talk about
you don't like the Versace robe now.
Knocking the Lakers out of the playoffs? Give me a break.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Because he says interesting things. That's why he's interesting. And he opened the door a little bit behind the numbers that we keep on putting up. And he said, you know what the issue is? Bad vibes. And I'm like, yeah, we're not paying
him.
No, it's not because of him. It's not because, here's what he said, bro. The vibes are sometimes on, sometimes off. Inconsistent vibes lead to inconsistent play. We had the vampire comment, which was bizarre about Russ. We had AD pouting on the bench, and we had Pat Bev saying the vibes
What does Pat
are
Beverley know about winning vibes? What does Pat Beverley know
How many straight times has he made the playoffs?
More than LeBron, that's all I know.
Here's what I'm going to say, Nick. Look, you don't like Pat Beverley. This was refreshing.
Thank you.
All right? Enough of let's all just be friends. Let me say what's politically correct. Let me not offend anyone on another team. Patrick Beverley kept it real. I want to knock them out of the playoffs. And that's what I want from my NBA, my NFL, my MLB players. Knock your opponents out of the playoffs. That's what I want.
That's great. It would be more refreshing and more noteworthy if it came from a player that might actually be able to have some impact and not the 281st.
He's not a star, but he does have impact.
No, he does. Negative impact on his own team, which is why teams keep getting rid of him, which is why the Rockets had their most success when he was not there or when he was injured. The Clippers had their most success once he left. The Lakers had the experiment for 3 months, and then they were like, get out of here. Like Patrick Beverley, Mr. Stand on the Table for making the first round. Exactly. How about them? What did they do? What did Minnesota do?
He had a meeting, gave everybody their role, and they made the playoffs.
That is according to history, according to Patrick Beverley. That is the gospel according to Pat, that is what turned their season around. We have no evidence of that. None.
The evidence is they made the playoffs.
There's something amiss about the Lakers organization that goes beyond the scheme and what's happening on the basketball court. There's something wrong, and Patrick Beverley said it. And we're like, well, if they play more defense, if they spread the floor.
The Russ thing was a disaster.
Not just Russ.
And he was a disaster. Yes, him. He was a big part.
Why is AD pouting on the bench?
Well, that's a separate issue.
Okay, so we got all these separate issues.
What do you think it is, Wilds?
I'm not saying
What do
anything.
you think
I'm
it
just
is?
saying, I'm not saying anything.
You're on TV. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I'm a journalist. I don't have any information. Just seems like there's issues with Russ. There was issues with Pat Bev. There's issues with Frank Vogel. There's issues with AD. I don't know. A lot of moons there. I don't know who the sun is, but
Just say it.
I don't say what.
Okay,
I don't know what's going on.
You're
There's
so
a lot
close.
of issues.
You're so close saying what you want to say.
There's a lot of issues
You
going
think
on.
Pat Beverley and Russell Westbrook were the solution, but unfortunately LeBron James was the problem.
What a take, huh?
That's exactly.
What a take. I can't
Just
believe
say
that.
it. You just want to say
Saying
it.
there's something odd going on.
You're unbelievable.
It's something
Odd
odd.
vibes. Okay.
Odd vibes.
All
It's
right.
from Pat Bev in the podcast, which is pretty good.
It is.
Coming up after the
Have you
break.
ever listened to an episode?
Yes,
was
I've watched a
entertaining.
few.
He keeps it real.
I
Liar.
have watched.
You're
keeps
just
it real.
a liar.
Not true. Derek Carr headed to Canton next. Don't just mean.
That isn't my best foot
Chatbot
forward. I'll
AI,
give you
man.
that.
You got
I'll
to
give
give
you
very
that.
direct questions.
Oh my God!
I gotta stay in my
Fall in love
lane.
with you.
That's the big one.
We start with
You all right?
the Lakers making the playoffs.
Odds say they probably won't.
Are the odds there?
The odds, yeah, yes, plus 188, no, minus 280.
All right, just start talking.
We've lost
Wilds
Wilds
is-
for the
yeah,
show.
Wilds is gone.
That
So-
stupid AI bot thing.
Brew.
Yes.
I got the
How
question for you.
devastating would it be for LeBron
If he missed the
if the
playoffs?
Lakers missed the playoffs?
Look, Nick, one thing you and I agree on, we disagree on
Goodness.
a lot. One of the things you and I agree on, I believe, is looking at things and players in the proper context.
Sure.
Right? Both past players and present players
Yep.
or teams and situations. And I think we have to look at LeBron and this season in context. Okay? Here's the context surrounding LeBron James that
Yep.
people don't seem to understand. He's 38.
I knew that.
Okay? 38 years old. He is in his 20th NBA season. He's battling nagging injuries himself. And his wingman, who's supposed to have taken the torch from him 2 or 3 years ago, is injury prone and not there. Can't even string together 3 straight weeks of basketball.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you understand that context and then the historical
Can
context.
I add a little more context to it with the 38-year-old thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
The second best player this year that is 35 or older has been Chris Paul. So it's not like there's a bunch of, he's 38 and there's 36 and 37-year-olds doing it.
Right.
It's
No one's come close to
Nobody in current or past. But now
Right.
go ahead. Like
no
the
one's come close.
Go ahead.
And here's the historical context. Michael Jordan, nobody killed Michael Jordan or holds it against him that his last 2 years in Washington, they didn't make the playoffs.
Correct. Sub 500.
No one killed Kobe Bryant that in his last year in LA, they won 17 games and he shot 35%. from the floor.
35%.
All right. No one killed Steph Curry that a couple of years ago they finished as the A seed but lost in the play-in and didn't make the official playoffs.
That's right.
All right. So why in the world would anyone kill LeBron James if in his 20th season he doesn't make the playoffs? I don't get it.
Well, I agree with you on a logical standpoint, but I do think it would be devastating and mortifying for a few people involved with the Lakers, and that's most notably Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. And that is that the Lakers this year, they started 2-10. We knew it was on the board that that awful start could happen, and that is what they have been trying to pull themselves out of. Since that 2-10 start, they're 25-22, which would put them as a win percentage record the 5 seed right now. And I know that there is some pushback on, well, how much of the Lakers being a mediocre team even after that start is on LeBron's availability. And this is where the facts have to matter. LeBron has played 45 games this year. Durant played 39 so far. Yet the Nets, I know he's no longer on the Nets, but he hasn't played for the Suns yet. The Nets are 10 games over 500. Steph has played 38 games this year, yet the Warriors are at 500. Kawhi Leonard has played 34 games this year. None of these guys have played nearly as many as LeBron, and yet the Clippers are 33-28. The Lakers' inability to field a competitive team in the games LeBron misses, and even more so when you show you the graphic, when he sits on the bench, is unfathomable. When LeBron James plays, for all their problems this year, the Lakers play as well as the Bucks. I'm just telling you what the plus minus.
You think they're as good as the Bucks?
No, what I'm telling you is